So, next question. Does one who achieved self-realization retain individual consciousness on death of the physical body? It is difficult to realize when in duality how one can be merged into the whole and yet retain an individual consciousness. Well, individual means one, singular, not singular that's separate. In realization, it's truly a singular consciousness. Anyone that's realized is in that singular consciousness and cognition. So does one attain an individual consciousness? One that's in realization is truly in an individual consciousness, not a consciousness that's divided. In mundane consciousness, it's a consciousness that's in duality and divided. In realization, there's no such division. But people don't understand the meaning of individual. Look it up in the dictionary. You might be surprised as to what it truly means. Do you want to say anything for that?
Yeah, I mean, individual, in terms of one, that's all that there can be. And there's no separation. It's not like it's a particular persona or form.
Right.
It has nothing to do with form. So when the form falls away, it's the same consciousness, whether the form is in manifestation or not. But individual, it's not like it's a persona that would...
Well, that's the problem. They take individual to mean persona.
Your own
consciousness.
And there's
No,
not your
there-
own. So that, if that's, you can't even put it into words, so. It just is a funny thing. It's not your own consciousness.
Once again, we come back to that idea that there's going to be a me that gets enlightened.
Exactly. And a me
And
that
I'm going to
dies,
retain
and,
my individualized consciousness.
my little ray of light.
My ray of light. Yes, I'm going to become a larger ray of light and be cosmic. But no, the me dies, okay? There is no more of that story. That me story that one thought they were is at an end. It never was. When realization happens, it's as if that story had never taken place. I have never been born. I have never died. Okay? Never been born. Never died, was before creation, will remain after creation, and it still runs like a thread throughout creation to allow it to take place. Yet it's not what people think, that me mind. There is no more me mind. So I think that's what they equate with my individual
Exactly.
consciousness. They're talking about mind. There is no more running mind. There's just pure awareness. So again, this is what I mean about when you're giving satsang and you're talking on one level and people are hearing something totally different and trying to put it into the relationship of duality. And there are things within non-dual and about realization that one cannot convey and communicate within duality because it has nothing to do with duality. People hear it in the mindset of oneness. Okay, it's a whole, but there are all these separate parts and they all go together and make this whole. No. The idea of all these separate parts is no more. It has no relationship any longer. Okay? Just doesn't. So oneness is not realization. There's something prior to what has subdivided. What subdivides is that which is moving. What is moving is called Shakti. There is something beyond that. The Absolute does not move, does not subdivide. It's the ever unborn. That which was beyond prior to the first projection. Always has been, always will be. Okay? That's why I don't even like to use the term one, because one can be subdivided, and this is without division. That's why it's called the zero. Cannot be divided. What projects is that feeling of individual, what people term individual, singular, something separate that can be divided. This can't be divided.
It's like a ray coming from one light. Really, it's always been one, and never cannot be. And it can't. It's not arising above or below or anything. It just is. It's always is. And so, the individual is that ignorance of feeling like I am just this ray, and this ray has a beginning and an end, and all the fear that comes with that. But that one light always is, and that's what pure awareness is. It's like a light that always, it lights up everything. It is everything, but it's not touched or tainted by anything that comes and goes. And that which comes and goes, Shakti, is the same. It's the same, exact same. So it's not like Shakti and then pure awareness. Nothing is separate from it, or has ever been.
Yeah, very hard to try to explain to minds that are always looking through the eyes of division as an object, and this is not something that is an object. Okay. It's never been an object, can't be an object. Therefore, it is not something the ego will perceive. You have to go prior to ego to find out what it is.